How's it going, everyone? It's Louis Crypto here. I'm back with another Bitcoin update for you guys. It's an exciting one today. We're going to review a trade that I took and profited. We're going to look at targets to the downside and where Bitcoin can find support in the up and coming future. We're going to, not only predict where it's going right now, but potentially where it could be going over the next few weeks as well. So please do stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We're on the road to 7K, and I hope you enjoyed today's update. Now, we can clearly see that price is beneath the 20 moving average on the daily time frame. However, we are currently still above this support on the left at $29,600. I know it says 607. Let's just go with 600. Okay, so on the loss of that, with a daily candle close, we're going to dump into the 55 moving average, but I do use a moving average setup over here. So there's a lower one over here, and for example, we can come to the orange one that's like holding us up, but this is like a second layer of defense over there. So what I'm trying to get at is that this is an area of support rather than a specific line. So as long as this whole area over here is being maintained, then it's all good. We can see very nicely as I've just turned on the drawings, there's a key level of resistance to the left, as well as this double bottom neckline over here. And so as that was previous resistance, once our top and made us dump from these locations, it means that now that we are above, we don't want another fake out like this and like this. We now need to hold this area of support. But I'm also going to prepare you guys in case this does not hold. So please do stay tuned as we will look into that in further detail later on in this update. We're now going to zoom in to the lower time frames, and we will also be looking at other charts as well. I'm going to be using a higher time frame that not many people do use, which is the 5-day, to just show us where price is coming down to. But again, if I quickly remove the drawings, my personal opinion is that we are beneath the 20, so eventually we should dump down into this area over here, which is around $29,200, as low as $28,950 over here. So now we'll scale down to the lower time frames to review this trade, which was very nice because we had a lot of people saying thank you in the Discord community. A lot of my students were appreciative of me making that video and then watching that video as soon as it came out. So these are all time sensitive, guys, so make sure you turn on the notification bells. I also do live streams. There was already one this week where we covered I think about almost 10 cryptos, so make sure you have, of course, subscribe, but then turn the notification bell on so you are aware when these updates do come out, as well as those live streams, as everything is time sensitive, especially when we scale down to those lower time frames. So we are now sitting on the 1 hour time frame. The trade was originally looking at the 30-minute, but we're going to reduce those candles by half. And so what we can see over here is price was running into these key areas of resistance. If I quickly remove them, we can see there was a neckline over here of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So this is what I believe was going to happen as we were approaching this area and coming back down. I set a limit order, so it wasn't me entering at the market price at that moment. I didn't enter it as it came down like manually. I set it up so it's automatically entering the trade once it comes back down to this low. Now you might be asking, what is your confirmation? How do you know this is going to hold? Why are you entering a buy trade over here with your take profit over here? What is the reasoning? So my reasoning is that when we came and held this as support after losing this range, as we can see, we were trading within this range, and this area over here was the support of that range. So this was the support, and we can see that that was clearly lost over here. And then something made us bounce very high up until $30,300. And so for me, that's telling me specifically a support is there anywhere between here and there. Let me just change the color of that because that's marked out for a golden pocket, that color. But so essentially that is the support. We're looking for price to stay above that body candle close. However, if you lose this body candle close, this becomes the support, and we can see that over here where price on this body closed above this point, showing that we lost this as support, but this then becomes support. And if it weren't support, then we would have continued lower, and in fact we saw the body candle close above that wick, proving to us that this is support. Even to the right, which has just happened over the last night. Look at this. Over the last day, my mistake. We can see that we came down exactly to that wick and we bounced. So you could have even had a little short position, I mean, not short to the downside, but a short term buy position up until the resistance point from here to there. If you had noticed that this wick was continuously being held, I can even mark it out for you guys, but I did not do this when I was trading this. Essentially, what I wanted to see was, after losing this support and holding this, a reclaim of this level. And whenever we do come back down to it, hoping that it does come back down to it, because it was once support that was lost, we reclaimed it. So if you want this not to be a fake out, so what does that mean? If you want this move to not do this and continue lower and lower and lower, then as this was the level that was lost and now reclaimed, we need to come back down to that key level support and confirm it right there. So that is why I set a limit order right there, hoping that this is held. Again, this was another level of support, so we could have come down to there, that is still support, and come back up, but that did not even happen. So that was the main reason why my stop loss was down here, guys, because again, this is the support I want to see held. If that's not held, we come down to here, this could still be support and bring us back above to then go to the target, but we can see it never even came down to there, let alone break past this and hit my stop loss. So we didn't really experience any drawdown in this trade, really. And so after that, my target preference was this wick instead of this wick over here, simply because this was our lowest point, and after this dump we came up and boom, set this resistance, and I just drag it across, and then we form this higher low. So we should then continue, make a higher high, and it failed because we ran into that previous resistance, that wick, which was the first wick that set out this range high, this resistance. And so we can see bearish candlesticks in this region over here, as well as this bearish candlestick pattern over here. So that was the main reason why I was targeting that location. And as this is resistance, in other words, top of the market, after targets being met out of this pattern as well, this inverse head and shoulders, we tend to reverse. So not only did we meet the pattern's target, but we also met this resistance, which is our top as of this moment, and that's why we dumped back down to the range low, in which we held support very nicely. So this is another reason why you could have took a short-term long into this key area of resistance, and we can see clearly that we're now ranging between these 2 points. If you remember earlier, when we were scaling back to the daily time frame, we spoke of that $29,600 area of support that needs to be lost on the daily time frame. So do keep that in mind, that we are still above that. As we are still holding this support, what I need to see done is this being reclaimed. It was reclaimed, but then lost and confirmed as resistance. So as it's, again, resistance, it looks like if we lose this low over here, $29,734, then we come back down to the range low. On the loss of this, we can see there's supports over here where my original stop loss was. Although the trade is done, yeah, that's where it would be coming down to, again, if we lose this support over here. So losing this support pretty much is telling us that 29,600 is going to be lost on the daily time frame, and then head down to those key moving averages, which I showed at the beginning of this video very nicely. In line or acting as confluence is this previous resistance over here, which also so happened to be this neckline of a W pattern over here that sent us higher in the first place. If we quickly look at the Fibonacci's that I've posted over here, we were essentially measuring from this top to this bottom. So basically we've come down, we're retracing back into these key moving averages into the golden pocket of it, and from this point we should get rejected. However, why do the Fibonacci's give you these levels? Because it's preparing you for the reversal wave, in which is created once we finally reclaim the golden pocket and break through that 786 fib. And so then we look at these as our targets, and so we came to the targets and we topped out exactly where we should have, 31,000, and we had a few fake outs with body candle closes above that point, but these wicks are essentially saying that at some point it was above this 1618 or 31,000 target during the day. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget, half of you aren't subscribed. Please do subscribe, like and comment underneath this video. Again, every day I put the effort in to this bring this out to you guys, so it'd be much appreciated if you could do the same thing and religiously like and comment. I know it's annoying, but I even do it myself. When I first started watching YouTube, I only liked videos because I wanted to watch them back later. I don't know why I didn't click watch later, so that was my reasoning why I never liked anyone's videos. And then when I started making videos, I was like, I want it in return, so I'm gonna like everyone's video regardless of whether I like it or I just like apps. As soon as I click on a video, I just instantly like it even before they ask to do so, because that's what I want back in return. But yeah, over here the expectation is lose that support and we come down to these key areas of support over here. And so yeah, the reason why I was talking about these other Fibonacci levels is if this were to then fail to reclaim the 20 and continue with this uptrend to these further targets to the upside here, almost at 35k up there. If we fail then, okay, to bounce from here and reclaim and do that, then the bounce from this area will flip this other moving average into resistance, and then we will lose this as support, looking to come back down to this golden pocket. And in fact, that would still be totally fine. I know I said we need to hold this because that's where the more recent moving averages are. But the 200 EMA down here is the trend decider. We can see that we lost the 20 here. We reclaimed it. It was a fake out, and then we lost these moving averages, and we continue to wear the 200 EMA. So that's essentially like resetting this uptrend to put in a new high, which we did. So if we now come down into this target and fail to reclaim the 20 moving average to continue to 32, 33 and 34k, almost 35, then we will just flip the 20 in resistance, lose these moving averages and come back down to the key area support, which is totally fine. You are allowed to dump down to here. This is where the reversal wave is created, so you just be coming back down to test key levels of resistance now as support, to then continue higher to those targets. Essentially, it's fine to go down as deep as there, regardless of whether we bottom out here or there. Price will eventually continue higher to this point, unless we're losing the 200 EMA, flipping this trend into a downtrend. So this is still an expectation even if we come down to here, but this area must hold to continue. If we then lose this area, we're coming back down to our low, flipping this all into resistance, and then we do have a much larger, deeper correction. But I'm not going to worry about that too much as of now. More will follow in the up and coming updates. But again, hope you are enjoying this video so far. Go follow my Twitter. A lot of you not following my Twitter, so navigate with me. Click the links in the description. Hit this Twitter link over here. I think there's already a link down there to my Twitter if you don't need to go through that. But yeah, Louis_crypto with the blue tick. We're just explaining some things again over here. That Bitcoin trade that I showed you dumped exactly as predicted in yesterday's update after meeting this take profit over here, and then a little post underneath, people in the chat of the Discord community. So all of these are students. Maybe Jake over here is not a student, he's just like one of you subscribers that decided that he wants to take action and join the Discord community. And again, there's so much valuable information in there. It's the most updated version of everything. So dump, that equals money apparently for little fish. Dumped exactly as predicted from the resistance in the video, as it was my target. So that's what I tend to say to my students in the course. I've also mentioned it quite a few times in the past over here, that when we tend to meet targets, we usually reverse. It doesn't always happen, but let's say we had a bullish pattern in a downtrend, we meet the double bottom target, that's the bullish pattern. After meeting the target, as we are in a downtrend, we do continue lower. So usually when patterns meet the targets, they tend to reverse, and we had that inverse head and shoulders, which is why we took that long position on Bitcoin. And we can see only over here, in reply to my dumped exactly. Honestly, I didn't think it would happen that quickly, but glad I watched the video first. So this is exactly why you need to turn on those notification bells and subscribe and turn the notification bell on. I have a lot of people, even private messaging me, that are students saying, thank you so much, Louis. I'm going and doing my analysis and I'm getting it wrong. And then when I actually now watch your video first and then do my analysis, I'm getting the trade right. So I love seeing that. There were also some kind messages in the comment section below in the last day or so. I probably already replied to it. I can't find it now, but I did post about it on my Twitter, I think. But yeah, so we all love Louis' advice. I can't call it advice, my brother. It's entertainment. That's all I can say. It's entertainment. But what the other chart that I wanted to show you now, as we come back to the Bitcoin chart, is one that I have mentioned in the past. I've shown it you in the past, but I was looking at a different time frame, which is the 5-day time frame, which is what I want to show you today. So now we'll go to that chart and head over to the 5-day time frame, and we can see, if I scale back to the first ever crosses over here, we can see that this forget the purple one, we can see that this orange one and blue one crossed over over here underneath the 200 EMA. This was the first time it actually ever happened. We can see it's never happened before. And so when it crossed under, it's pretty much confirming like, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the bear market over here. Look at that crossover. It was already happening as we were coming up. And when they crossed back over the white one, so when this blue and orange went under and then back over this white moving average, look what happened, bull market. And so here, it failed to happen. This is called an EMA repel, where they failed to cross underneath the 200 EMA, but they looked like they were about to do so. We went in a downtrend, and so if we want to continue this downtrend, these should surely cross the 200 EMA, as the 200 EMA is saying we're in an uptrend. So we need a bearish cross to send price lower, and it didn't. So we get a slingshot in the opposite direction, up, because it's failing to bearish cross, it's failing to confirm and the continuation of a downtrend. So in failing to continue a downtrend, there's only one other way, uptrend. So we get that slingshot motion that sends us back into a bull market. And this is the second time in its history that the moving averages have gone below. We can see when this blue one came, just like the last time over here, it was a signal that it was over. When the blue one went underneath, it was already on its path back upwards. And this blue one crossing over again, right over there, has signaled the exact bottom, pretty much exactly on that red candle right there. I guess there was one a bit lower, but pretty much the bottom exactly. And it's about, not yet, but if we get rid of all these drawings, we can see that very clearly it is about to cross back above this 200 EMA. So if that is going to be the case, then the bull market is here, guys. And in the following updates, we will look at bull market targets for Bitcoin. I hope you have been enjoying this video so far, and we're going to finally finish off this video with that 5-day time frame which we find ourselves on. And that's a moving average display that I just showed you was on the 5-day time frame. So this is going to be the second time in history that this blue moving average is going to cross a bullish cross above the 200 EMA, signaling Bitcoin entering a bull market. But we already had the bull market signal without the 200 EMA being crossed over. We had the 20 and the 55 bullish cross. This is the one that everyone's taught, the 20 and the 50. I just use the 55. It's something that I teach about in the course and the mentorship or the coaching. And yeah, it's just because I had like almost half a decade of experience now, and I just found that I prefer that one over testing it. So finally, to finish this off, we're seeing a lot of these patterns over here. I'm not entirely sure what this one's called, but we had this resistance point that was broken, so I just measured from here to the resistance point, put it on the breakout, and we can see that we ran into another resistance over here. I guess you can call this an inverse head and shoulders, and I have again not seen anyone calling for this, so maybe the title might be, why is no one talking about this on Bitcoin? Again, guys, we're having these multiple signals over here with the bullish cross signaling a bull market. We're about to get another cross over here, which would be the second time in its history, and the first time that it happened, it sent us into a bull market. The second time that it almost happened, it did not. We got sent into bull market. That was an EMA repel. If I now go to the daily time frame for you guys, or the weekly, my apologies, we can see that we have another EMA repel where they failed to bearish cross, so it sends us back into a bull market essentially. So that's what I've been calling over the last few months. I was actually saying that back in January in my Discord community to my students. So again, all the most up-to-date things, everything that's looking far into the future coming out first will be for my students. Of course, they've paid me to teach them, so that is exactly why they're going to get priority over everyone. But there's a lot of free information here. There's a reason for that, because that is something that I wanted. I wanted a lot of free information after getting scammed multiple times by all these signal providers. 6 separate signal providers, lost all my money in 2-3 weeks. And I just wanted somewhere where they weren't just giving you a little bit and not everything. So I want to show you guys that what I'm showing you is pretty much working. And if you want to take your trading to the next level, then you can just simply reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help you. I've taught over 100 people in the past, and we've got about 90 people in the Discord community at the moment, all helping each other, all different levels, some just starting out, some multi-millionaires. There's a handful of them in there, and yeah, it's just a great place for people to come and learn from. But what we can see over here is after this breakout and meeting this other inverse head and shoulders neckline, and I'm pretty sure no one has spoken about this, we've got a target at about $40,500, guys. It's also so happens to be, if I add this secret Fibonacci, the 0.65 Fibonacci. So essentially, Bitcoin is suggesting that price should top out between 40 Look, he's even saying 39. So 39 and 42k over there being that wick over here, so being the top of this range. Essentially, we've now entered, after reclaiming this box over here, entered this range, and our range high is this point at 42k, just slightly beneath, but we're going to give it as 42k. Equally, I'd say that's 41k. But yeah, the target itself out of the pattern, the inverse head and shoulders pattern over here, is 40,500. So this is my expectation going forward before a deeper correction. Again, I just showed you today on the lower time frames that we could be coming down in the short term to test all these key moving averages. On the daily time frame was that orange and blue one, and maybe even as low as that white one over there if the bounce from this area fails to continue higher. But now, just to finish off, I wanted to show you all these previous bearish patterns since the beginning of this year, because since the beginning of this year, price has just gone in an uptrend. But we can see a double top that met its target, and after meeting its target, as I mentioned earlier, when something meets its target, it reverses. So that is exactly why we saw me taking profit on Bitcoin and it actually dumping over the last day, because it met the pattern's target. And so essentially we had another one over here, shoulder, head and shoulder, so head and shoulders pattern that went ahead and met the target. So now I'm seeing a similar thing where I'm drawing a neckline over here, I'm measuring from the highest wick down, and it's signaling to me when I move this, I've already drawn it over there, but when I move this down, we can see a target in and around this purple box. And we've already looked at this on the lower time frames. If we go back to the daily, that purple box is between 28,000 and 29,000. So pretty much sitting on those moving averages. And again, guys, on the 5-day time frame, that is the 20 daily EMA. I think, yeah, this will start to creep up a little bit more. And as I mentioned before, on the daily, if I just add those moving averages, sorry, not moving averages, the Fibonacci's back, we can see that the golden pocket, the 200 EMAs acting nicely as confluence over there. So we've got two things suggesting that that is support. But then over here on the 5-day time frame, guys, look, we've got a lot of moving averages in that area. So essentially saying on the 5-day time frame, a much larger and respects it more, it's more accurate, and that is saying that we've got a lot of supports beneath us at this moment. You can go ahead and lose this, I'll update you guys if we do, but at the moment we're looking to test these key levels of support after this inverse head and shoulders breakout, to test these key moving averages, to reset this uptrend, and then head up to 41k. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want me to coach you, mentor you, to give you a course which you can do in your own time, you have that for the rest of your life, or join my Discord community, hit those links in the description down below. Message me on my Twitter. Again, Louis Crypto is the only one, Louis_crypto. Just click the link in the description. I do urge you, because there are fake accounts out there and I do not message you first. But if you click the take action links, it's going to bring you over here, course and mentorship, and then this is where you can find more information. You can actually just take action over here unless you want to private message me. So that's why I'm giving you that option if you want to find out more through me. But you will get 3 months totally free in my Discord community. And after those 3 months, the membership level does not stay at 20. So you get 3 months totally free. And then this becomes £10 for all my students, whether you do the course or the mentorship. The mentorship is 5 hours of one-to-one help, including my course, as well as the 3 months free in the chat. But you can also get 10 hours of one-to-one sessions with me, which is the full plan, which is what I recommend. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you in the next Bitcoin update. Cheers.